All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video, and we're going to get back into this PS5 DRM, PS4 DRM, and I think we're getting into an explanation of what's going on. Now, I don't normally drag out topics like this on my channel, but this is a really big deal. I feel like this is something that's really important if you are purchasing your games and you want these games to have your true ownership to them. This is something you might want to pay attention to, because nowadays with this DRM, this 30-day window thing, it is a big deal, and we need to get some clarity of what's going on. And I don't think PlayStation is going to say anything about it. So this is what's going on the forums. Yes, forums like PSN Profiles, Reset Era, they're trying to do their due diligence to find out what's going on. And I'm just giving you a possibility of what may be going on. And I think this makes a lot of sense. I also saw Mystic do a video on this as well. And it made me want to talk about it and give my opinions as well. So let's go ahead and check this out. Shout out to And Shrew on Reset Era. He put this out on the forum, and like I said, for me, it kind of makes sense. So we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna give my thoughts and opinions, because like I said, even though I love buying physical games, digital stuff I purchase, I want to be able to own as well. So basically, he said, as mentioned earlier in the thread, how I had a game that was affected by this, which subsequently fixed itself. So apparently on another part of this forum, he had a game that had this issue, but it did its own thing and now it works. He said, I've been doing some further testing and try to understand what is happening. I have a jailbroken PS4 so I can poke around at things behind the scenes. Here's what I found about how licensing seems to work on the PS4. So this is going to be interesting. So let's look at this. The PS4 will install a license file for all content your account owns, regardless of whether or not the content is actually installed. So if you buy a game, no matter what, if you install it or not on your console, you will get a license file, and I'm pretty sure it's dated, obviously. This is a key point to whether if it is true that they're addressing a license exploit. This happens automatically. So if I buy a game from the PS Store website and then turn on my PS4, the license for that recent purchase is automatically installed. So you can buy it on another website, but once you cut that PS4 on, it's tied to your account, it's going to automatically install that license. Whether or not you can actually use the license for the game, then further controlled by the activation state of your console, i.e. it is set to primary or for offline play, or whether you're online and connected to PSN in case of a non-primary console. Either case, those license files will always seem to be present. So no matter what, if I use my PS5 and I go and use my son's PS5, it don't matter. That license is going to be there. These license files are valid for an indefinite amount of time for the content you own outright, 14 days for content for PS Plus, Extra, and Premium, and for the duration of your subscription of PS Plus Essential Games. So these license files, basically every 14 days, the content, wherever is going to continue if you have a subscription or whatever the case may be. What changed now is that the new purchases are not being automatically issued a license file with an indefinite duration. Instead of a 30-day license is issued. I have two recent purchases games I've been able to test this with. Game 1, purchased April 9th. Turn on the PS4 on the 21st of April, and the 30-day license for the game was automatically installed. Then I installed the game on the 25th of April. The information screen confirmed that the game was only playable offline for another 26 days. Approximately 30 minutes after installing the game, the license had been replaced with one which is valid for an indefinite amount of time, and this remains the case even if I delete and reinstall the game. So that is 16 days between the initial purchase and the license showing being eligible for permanent offline play. So that is very important. Now we're looking at a situation where if you purchase the game, it will give you a license. Like I said, the information will tell you that it works for 26 days. After 30 minutes for installing, the license has been replaced by one that is permanent, is indefinite. That is your game to keep long as you have your account and you have your console, or well, basically if you have your account, because if you have your account, you can go get another PlayStation or whatever, and you have that game. That's what I did all the way back on the PS3, believe it or not. So game 2, I purchased yesterday April 27th and installed the same day. Again, 30-day license for the game was installed. Unlike the first game, no permanent license has been issued yet. So he just put that game up there yesterday of this recording, which is today's the 28th. So he did it on the 27th. The 30-day license was installed. Unlike the first game, no permanent license has been issued yet. So why is one game behaving differently to another? Obvious thing is that what stands out is the length of time since purchase. I've owned the game, the first game, for 16 days, which puts it outside of the PSN 14-day refund window. Listen, it's outside of the 14-day refund window that he purchased that first game. So he's speculating that perhaps people were exploiting the fact that you could purchase a game, grab an indefinite license file for the thing off of an exploit PS4, then refund the purchase. And Sony is currently mitigating this issue by timing the limit of the initial license that you're issued. So right here that I'm going to highlight, this is what's probably going on. This is what's probably going on right here. Within the 14 days you purchase a game, you're going to have that 30-day license that's going to show up. But after the 30, well, I ain't gonna say after the 30, but after the 14 days, since he said it was 16 since he purchased the first game, after the 14 days, he will get an indefinite license. So to me, that kind of makes sense because, you know, you have a 14-day window where you can refund a game if you never use the game. I think you got to play it for X amount of time. But if you don't play it at all, you still have 14 days to get a refund. So with that being said, they're trying to, you know, curtail that and say, hey, look, we're going to say this license is not indefinite for those 14 days. But after the refund window, the game is yours. So I can understand that. And I'm okay with that. Because if a company has to protect their profits or protect their policy on refunds, I think that's fine. You know, I mean, that's basically look like that's what's going on here. And as far as pure ownership, even though the license is what it is, if it's an indefinite license, I can live with that, even though I still have my issues with licensing. In lieu of the actual information from Sony, perhaps we can continue to we can do some community detective work to validate this. If anyone has a PS4 and has recent purchases prior to April 14th, you do see a time limit on the game once you have installed it. Does it go away after a short while of being connected online? Or if you have a more recent purchase, see if the changes of a 30-day license to the indefinite once it's been more than 14 days. Now, for me, I don't have a PS4 anymore. I only have a PS5. And I only have a PS3. I mean, I didn't have no reason to keep a PS4 because I had a PS5. And obviously, I keep my PS3. Now, I haven't purchased any games outside of Mouse PI. I did purchase that game, and I'm pretty sure it's past the 14-day limit, but it doesn't show the date on the PS5. It only shows it on the PS4. So, and I know it shows on the PS3, but who bought games from the store on the PS3, right? So I'm pretty sure that may be the same. It may be the same issue over there as well. But when I look at this, I'm okay with this. I can live with this situation because of their refund policy. No, you don't have to check in every 30 days based on what this says. You don't have to check in every 30 days. You basically, it says that if you purchase the game within the 14-day window, it's going to give you that 30-day look. But after the 14 days and the refund window is gone, it should give you an indefinite license. Now, like I said, this is a possibility that this is explained. I can't say that this is true, but if this is if this is what it is, I have no issue with this. I honestly have no issue with this. Now, I hope they stick to this because Sony could turn around and say, hey, we want to change this, that, and the third, and you don't own nothing. So you still got to be wary of that. But I do look at this from a standpoint like, okay, this is much better than what we've seen, you know, in the past few days. You know, so if this is true, and I'm pretty sure in the coming days, I think this is going to get out there. There's one reason why I'm making this video, and shout out to Mystic. I mean, this dude is like a PlayStation, you know, he's a PlayStation guru. I mean, he does everything PlayStation. So I when he made the video, I looked at it and I was like, well, let me look at this and I want to react to it and give my thoughts and opinion as well. I think this is perfectly fine. When it comes to digital games, to be honest, guys, outside of GOG, this is probably the best we're going to get. So, with that being said, I'm 100% with this. I'm cool with it. You guys let me know what you think. On yeah, this is interesting. This is very interesting. But I have no quarrels with this overall. I mean, I do have some little bit here and there, but if this is the case, I can live with it. You guys let me know what you think, and I'm gonna get out of here. Take it easy. I'll be blessed. Peace.